Hey guys, so if you can't believe it, you better believe it because it is already Questions with the Audience Wednesday. This would be like what? I'm thinking like the 29th podcast. So we are coming up insanely fast and insanely quick to 30 podcasts, which if I done like 3 a week, so if you divide 30 by like 3 a week, that's like 10 weeks with like 4 weeks in a month, so that's like 2.5 months, sort of, almost, but I think it might have been like longer than that. I'm not sure, given margin of error. But anyway, you guys sent in some great questions, and so I was thinking, you guys are kind of like, Cole, we can't think of the questions to do without a category. It's just so hard to come up with a question, and I was like, okay, fine. So for this question segment, what it was I put out 2 categories. And so the categories are really more for you guys than they are for me, because particularly I enjoyed not putting a category or a label or whatever onto the questions, because I enjoy getting a wide variety of literally anything and everything of any sorts. And so I put the categories of ask me questions about 2017, what I have stored, what I have in plan, what's coming up. I mean, like, literally anything to do with the New Year's resolutions, whatever. And to be honest, I got like 4 or 5 different people ask me what my New Year's resolution was. But anyway, I asked you guys to send me in questions about that. Send me in questions about me too, like personal questions, maybe like what goals I had in mind, things like this, stuff like that I had planned to do or whatever, and maybe just even stuff about my personal life, and if I felt comfortable answering it, I was going to. And so those are the 2 categories that I put out to try to do things for this podcast. And so I actually had one person give me some sound advice. So I'm actually going to say it was Cheyenne Cantrell. And she gave me some pretty solid advice that I didn't really think about myself. And so I thought it was really neat. So she said maybe every now and then, or maybe just in general, or just, she didn't really say when, but she gave me the idea to do it. But I was thinking about maybe like once a month or every other week on the Questions with the Audience Wednesday, or maybe on a different segment on a different podcast, but more than likely Wednesdays, to turn this thing into an advice column. And to take in, like, maybe you guys have personal problems, or well, I know all of you have personal problems, to be honest, because, I know all of you. But if you have, like, some problems in your life, or if you have just, like, something stupid or something that just, like, you can't wrap your head around, if you wanted to pitch it into me to be able to give, like, advice for you and to help you and stuff like that. And so she thought about that, and I thought that was pretty neat, and I didn't ever think of that on my own, so I wanted to give her the credit for that. But and so it could be, I don't know if you guys would prefer it to have a way to be anonymous, and a way to be to where, like, I wouldn't know who asked it, because if you prefer to do that, I think that's how I am gonna set it up, and to be able to, like, ask it anonymously. But since I do all of them through Snapchat, I'm not really sure. Maybe you'll just have to get over it. And if it is kind of personal, I'll try to find some way to, but I will not call you out on the podcast, that's for sure. Everything that I answer will be anonymous, unless you're just like, hey, listen, I want everybody to know that this is the question that I asked, and then in that case, I'll be like, such and such asked this, and I'm gonna give this advice, but blah blah blah. Anyway, and whatever. But anyway, these holidays have been just completely right hooking me, and I hope everybody else in the face, because like, you guys must have been extremely busy, because there is no activity on Podbean or YouTube or whatever. And so, I'm kind of really praying that it's the holidays, but if you guys are kind of getting sick of this, then you're just going to have to suck it up, because I'll just go put in that grind and find more viewers, And so I've got big plans for the holidays, big things for the holidays, or after the holidays for the New Year's, and I've been kind of thinking about that. And New Year's resolutions, I think, are so corny. I mean, like, why wait until the new year to change yourself? But then also, I kind of see the whole idea of a fresh start. And so, speaking of a fresh start, this is kind of like whatever, but I'm trying to do this thing. It's called like a juice cleanse, and what it's supposed to do is it's like you do it for 3 days, and you're supposed to drink 6 to 12 glasses, which is not really specific on how many glasses you're supposed to drink, but it says 6 to 12. So, obviously, probably going to go with 12, just, to make sure you get the most out of it. And so you do 12 glasses a day of 8 ounces of water, 3 teaspoons or tablespoons, I think it's tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then 2 tablespoons of like pure maple syrup. And so I tried to start it last night, but I gave up, and I literally ate 3 serving sizes of macaroni and cheese because I was so hungry. And so I'm starting it today. And it tastes like lemonade. Like, it tastes so good. But you cannot eat any food whatsoever. This is all you do for like 3 to 4 days. Well, 10 days, but they said that people expect results in 3 to 4 days. So what it's supposed to do is just go in there, and it's just supposed to like Mike Tyson your digestive system. And it just like knocks out all of any sort of crud and crap that you've put into your body that stayed there and built up. It's just supposed to just come in there and whoosh and just knock it all out. And so it's supposed to help a lot with getting toxins out of your body. And so, like, acne wise, like I have, really bad shoulder acne and like back acne. And so it's supposed to help with like that, to get like, toxins or whatever out of your body. But you're not supposed to eat anything whatsoever. But whenever you get hungry, you're supposed to go in and, do 8 ounces of water, 3 ounces of lemon juice, and 2 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And so I had one this morning for breakfast, and that was at like 10:30. And so it's 11:30 now. But it was pretty satisfying. It was pretty fulfilling. So 6 of those a day to 12, 6 to 12, I can really see it doing. But you're supposed to have them whenever you're hungry, and then drink a lot of water. It said drink a ton of water, so that way you can just like pee everything out. And so I'm going for it. I'm going to try it. And so I'm going to human guinea pig myself to be able to relate back to you guys on Monday how that went. And so Friday with Friends is happening, and I've got that scheduled. We got that planned. That will be up Friday. And so I'm looking forward to that. That will be good. And now this will be the first Friday with Friends. If you guys want to check it out on YouTube, I got really close to the mic. If you guys want to check it out on YouTube, Friday with Friends will be up hopefully Friday night or Friday morning. I'll probably upload it overnight or something, I don't know, because we're doing it Thursday. But you'll be able to actually see how ugly my friends are and how ugly all of us that do this podcast together are. And so I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. But anyway, let's get down to the nitty gritty. That was always a great song. I kind of wish that I could like play that right here on the Audacity part. But because I'm really not good at editing YouTube videos and it's copyrighted, but I really don't care. One day I'm going to get called out on it. But anyway, questions that you guys asked. To be completely honest with you, I didn't get a lot of questions because maybe you don't care. I care. And so, I'm going through with this, and we're going until the wheels fly off, baby. And even after that, I'm just going to be gliding. And so we're pushing this sucker all the way. So if you guys want to stay on for the long haul, I hope that's reassuring to you, because I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. And I have big hopes and dreams for this podcast through the New Year's. So anyway, that was a really long intro. But we're getting down to the questions because you guys didn't really ask a lot because on the holidays you've been busy. So I want you to, if you're on YouTube, take a minute. That's Cheyenne right there. She's the one that gave me the idea for the advice column. And so that's her. Shout out Cheyenne, because she doesn't listen to these. But the first question that I asked was, how did you find out Santa wasn't real? I think I believed in Santa until like the 4th grade. And so I was like, what? Probably like 10, 11 or something like that. But of course, classmates told me, because the classmates had older brothers and siblings that told them that Santa wasn't real. And so me being the oldest of literally 5 kids, I'm the oldest. And so being the oldest, I never really, had older siblings. I kind of did everything, I was the one that kind of established, a pathway for younger ones, which is great. But I never had anybody to be able to burst my bubble. burst my bubble. And so I figured out through classmates, through people at school, they were like, dude, you know that Santa isn't real? And I was like, yes, he is. Shut up. And they were like, no, he's not. You gotta stop believing in him. So I went home and I asked my parents, and I was like, listen, they said that Santa wasn't real, and I believe he is. And they were like, well, we got something to tell you. And I was just devastated for like probably the next day or two. I mean, it was just really, really sad. But anyway, ever since then, my life has only gone downhill. So, I mean, I can't really blame them. They really set me up for the real world. And so that's how I found out that Santa wasn't real. Oh, no. How do I get back to pictures? There it goes. Okay. Was 2016 how you expected it to be? To be completely honest, it was not. I would say like like the first 5 months was really good for me. And then 5 months and some change, because I finished off my senior year. Well, I would say school-wise, it wasn't how I wanted it to be or expected it to be. But I finished off my senior year. I went out to California at the beginning. And then, once I got back from California, everything went downhill, at an incredibly alarming rate. It went downhill extremely fast. Just a little background. Mr. Adams, the principal at our school, but he's not really the principal. He's kind of the principal figurehead while he's secretly the guidance counselor for everybody. He doesn't do principal duties. And so he told me that I need to take as many college classes as I can, as many college courses as I can, to get a head start, to get out there. This is what he said, to get out there at least 1 year earlier in the workplace. He said, so now instead of getting out at 24, you could get out at 23, or instead of 25, 24, and vice versa, and it just goes from there. And so he was, he was like, listen, you need to do this. This will get you money, lots of money, and you'll be able to do this if you take this class at a certain time, do this, take this many hours. And so I was like, yeah, we're going to do it. And so, the summer came, and I took, 13 hours in the summer semester. That was a 10-week course, and I took 13 hours, 3 of the classes being online. And so here's me coming out of high school, no college experience. I mean, I took dual enrollment classes, but the Athens Bible School dual enrollment classes was a money scam. All it was you took the same curriculum that you would in high school, but if you paid for the class, it got counted as a college credit, which is utter bull. Bull. And so they did that, so that didn't prepare me whatsoever. And so I was like, listen, I got it. So I took 3 classes throughout the period of the summer, and 1 class picked up halfway in, which was English. So I had my biology 201 class in person at the school on campus. And then I had math 110 online and psychology 200 online. So Psych 200 was a pretty hard class. I've never experienced anything like it. And so, to make a long story short, I failed my math class. I made a D in my psychology class. I made a 95 in my biology class. And I dropped the English class. And I just got railed. I'm talking railed. And then the fall semester came in, took all my classes in person, and did a lot better in those, to be honest with you. And so now coming around, it's not all about the money. And that's honestly, and then the fall semester, I took up a full-time job. And I took classes, I started this podcast, and then having a social life. And so, 2016, halfway through, went downhill a lot faster than I thought anything ever could go downhill. And so, was it how I expected it to be? No, honestly. I just kind of went into it thinking it was a new year, whatever, and it just kicked me in the face. It straight up pile drived me, and right in the face. What are some highlights of 2016? Definitely one of the highlights is going to be New Year's Day, because that means that we're done with it. But I would say highlights of 2016 definitely would be California, by far. Graduating, that was great. Graduating, I'm going to say getting my skateboard, because I got it and brought it back to Alabama, and ever since then I have been skateboarding a ton, and it's a really great stress reliever. It's a really fun hobby for me to do, and I've enjoyed that a lot more than I thought I would. And so definitely skateboarding, getting that would be a highlight, which is kind of weird. I think I can't really think of anything that happened in 2016 besides that. That's about it. I mean, really, those are the highlights of 2016 that come to the top of my head. What are you most looking forward to about 2017? That it can only be better than this year, and also, since this podcast has gotten started and it's gotten some traction, I'm really looking forward to see where it's going to go. Hopefully, upward in 2017. But I'm really looking forward to seeing, instead of calling it a podcast, I think it would more be called like a talk show now, because I'm doing them through video and I'm also doing them through audio. And so I would say it's more of a talk show now, but I'm still I'm going to keep the name Good Vibes Podcast, because that's where it all started out, baby, and that's where we come from. But I'm most surely looking forward to that, and also I'm really looking forward to the quote unquote unknown of 2017, which is really corny. But get this, I changed my major like in the fall semester, so now I have shifted from becoming a CRNA to majoring in finances and communication, so more than likely a double major. And so I'm doing that, and now I'm not really sure where my life is going, but that is so reassuring to me, because now that tells me that the amount of work and pretty much my future depends on how hard I'm working now. And so in nursing, there was always that security of, if I pass, I've got a job. But now it's, I've got to get out there and I've got to work for it, and I've got to achieve it and I've got to accomplish it. And so that is probably what I'm most looking forward to about 2017, is the uneasiness of everything. As in, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure what is like detailed in 2017, but the fact of it being that what I get out there and what I put into it is what I'm going to get out. How hard I work in classes, how hard I work on this talk show, how hard I work on everything is going to be the eventual outcome of 2017. That is probably one of the biggest things that I'm looking forward to, because it's just going to be great. How have you changed from January 1st until now? I would say that January the 1st, I was doing what other people wanted me to. I would say that, I conformed myself a lot to what other people wanted me to do, and to what, pretty much how the Bible school was. And so that's how I was. I was a shell, and pretty much it was a bunch of other people's ideas and beliefs inside of me. And so I would say that, like, now I always believed that I was my own person, and I always have been. I've always kind of done my own thing, but I was always kind of like pushed down. Like, I wasn't able to ever actually be myself truly. Whatever that phrase is supposed to mean, because people told me, it wasn't acceptable or whatever. Not like bad, but like people were like, that's stupid, you can't do that. They were all bubble bursters. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. I had such large dreams that I feel like putting in the dedication that I have now into this talk show, if I'd put that into my dreams, I would have been able to achieve them. But they were always shot down. I was always told that they were stupid. I was always told to get a grasp on real life and to focus on that. And let me tell you, that was one thing that my family never did. I mean, I've always had the support and backing of my family, which I can say has been a lot more than what other people have had. And so with them behind my back, it's always been great. We've always been tightly knit and close together. But everybody else was always shooting me down while they were always, encouraging me. And so after I graduated and was able to experience college, experience the real world 110% truly, I feel like I have been able to expand from January 1st until now to become, my own true person and true self. And given a lot of people don't like it, and now a lot of people, I guess, not necessarily, we just don't click or whatever. And so, but I mean, I have become I feel like what I want to do and what I want to be, and I have become my own person. And a lot of people don't agree with that because I feel like, honestly, that they're jealous because I have I guess I have the backbone to be able to do my own self, and I really could not care less if I'm judged because it doesn't bother me, and I don't care what other people. I mean, like, literally. And so I feel like, in a way, I have changed that much from January 1st until now, as in growing into a much more reassured in myself person, as in I'm able to get out there and do me and not be worried about anything else. And that is absolutely freeing. That is, I mean, that is insanely one of the best feelings ever. But away from the deep questions from 2017, if you could be one cartoon character for a day, who would it be and why? Um, I used to watch a lot of cartoons. I think that I would become either Tom from Tom and Jerry, mainly because they never die and they always seem to have a lot of fun with whatever they're doing. Or I would become Mr. Incredible because, I mean, that's just who would not want to live in a world like the Incredibles? I mean, that is super cool. They had superheroes and stuff like that. I mean, it's amazing. And so I would become either that or Mr. Incredible because of just I always liked them growing up. There's really no other reason. Nothing really special about it. I just really liked them growing up. If you were offered an opportunity to make a movie, what would you call it, and what would it be about? Now, I have actually thought of like a lot of movies in like thinking on like long car rides, long stuff, long whatever, name it. And I've thought of like, wow, this would be a good idea for a movie. This would be kind of cool, or you could do this, or like I'll listen to a song like, ooh, you could put this into a soundtrack of a movie because in this sort of scene it would look great. And so I've thought about that a lot, which is really weird. And so if I was offered an opportunity to make a movie, what would you call it and what would it be about? I know that if I was to make a movie, what it would be about is I would for sure make a tearjerker movie because I like to throw in unexpected I would love to throw in an unexpected twists that nobody would ever see coming, and I like to be able to play on. That sounds really mean. I would like to be able to have something that I created, like a movie wise, hit somebody's emotions so hard that it brings them to tears. Like that would be like the pinnacle of a good movie, is if you could do that. And so it would definitely be something involving maybe a dog, more than likely, or a family for sure. Like I would say maybe a tight knit family who's okay. Now that I'm thinking, let's a tearjerker, a tight knit family coming from mine. So this is like, I guess it would be personal, but this hasn't happened. And so we would say that the backbone of the family, I guess we'll go with the mom, gets cancer. And so, like, she's in the hospital really bad. And so they don't think she's going to make it. But then, like she starts looking up and everything, like, she starts getting really better. But then, like, on her way to visit her, like one of her children dies in a car accident and nobody ever sees it coming. And so that's what I would do. And I would call it something that nobody would ever guess. And that would be like the complete plot ending twist. And so that's really morbid, but that is the tearjerker movie that I would make. And then it would eventually symbolize the rest of the family coming in together after, all of this. And so whatever. That's what I do. How do you feel about men getting mani-pedis? And would you ever get one? I have actually been offered to go and get one. And I feel like I would never want anybody touching my feet because that's just weird and gross. But DJ Khaled gets manicures, and so I really wouldn't mind one. I don't think that it's like inappropriate or like irrational or whatever you say for a man to get one, because my nails are disgusting, and if you can see on whatever, like how bad my cuticles are or whatever, I mean, like, they're gross. Fingernails are absolutely awful. And so I don't think it's a problem for a man to get one. I really don't see any reason for him like not to. And so but would I ever get one? Yeah, I think I'd get one, but I would never go and get one by myself cuz I feel like that would be kind of weird in my opinion, but I wouldn't go with another dude. I would have to go with another, or I'd have to go with a girl. So I would get one, but it would have to be like kind of like a girl, like, hey, come get these with me, and I'd be like, oh, okay. And so that's how I'd do it. If you were to have any power or wish, what would it be? I've answered this one a lot of times actually. You guys seem to be obsessed with superpowers and superheroes, and I change it every time because I'm always in a different mood. So I would say if I were to have any superpower or any power or any wish, most assuredly be to convert Hot Wheels into life-size working cars that are like everything is perfect on them. Because you go spend 99 cents, either that or to turn Monopoly money into cash, straight cold hard cash. And so that way you spend like what, $20, you go buy a Monopoly board game and then get like literally thousands and thousands of dollars in return. So, but that's not illegal. So what you would have to do is just file that on your taxes. And so say you bought like 15 Monopoly board games and you made close to 600,000 to 2 million, and I don't know how much is in a Monopoly game. So you make like $2 million in 1 month. You don't have to put how you earned it. Just put, I made $2 million on my taxes. Here's your cut, boom. And now you can't get in trouble from the IRS. And since that's really not illegal because nobody's ever done that before, I mean, that would cause some major inflation in currency. But, you know, who cares because you can just keep buying Monopoly board games. And so, do that, and then I mean, like, you're set. That's it, bud. I mean, you can't get filed for that. I mean, that's not illegal because nobody can do it. So that's definitely what I would do. What are your goals for 2017? Discuss. You know, like I said, I had like 4 people ask me that, but I figured that was coming since I asked. Like, you know, ask me about 2017. But what are your goals for 2017? Talking about earlier, you know, with the podcast, I really hope to see it get well, and you know, I really just hope to. Oh my goodness, I really just hope to be better than what I am today. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Established. In one word, if I had to put it, I would see myself established. Hopefully with a steady income, hopefully doing something that I love, and maybe with a family. Yeah, with a family. I could see myself with a family in 10 years. Do you always keep your resolutions, or do you make resolutions and then forget them by January the 23rd? I have never really made any resolutions. I kind of made some last year, but didn't really follow through with them. Didn't really keep them up as seriously. And so I've never really like made an actual resolution like I have this year. And so, I don't know. This is kind of new territory because I've never really had a reason to make anything. You know, I mean, it was always kind of the general, you know, do better in school. And then that was it. And so I've never really had the want to make a new resolution. That's a good word. Yeah, New Year's resolution. What did this year teach you? That's a good question. What did 2016 teach me? It taught me that the opinions of other people shouldn't influence who you are as a person. That it also taught me to enjoy the smaller things in life. Like, for instance, like going back to it, skateboarding at 6:30 on a 6:30 on a summer, or like a hot summer's day with an ice cream cone. No, skateboarding at 6:30 on golf trails through a neighborhood with 75-degree weather and going shirtless and having not a care in the world about school, about anything, worried about anything, and just literally getting to enjoy like the breeze of skateboarding and seeing the sunset and enjoying small stuff like that, and enjoying the times where I don't feel stressed out, enjoying car rides where it's perfect weather, and when a good song comes on that, I mean, just kind of mellows you out, and then you get to see like you pass by and just see like this really, really pretty farmland or whatever. I mean, small stuff. Enjoy those because moments like those never last forever, and it's moments like those that you always end up taking for granted. And so you never really think about it, but if you ever catch yourself in the moment, think about how many more opportunities you might have to enjoy that in the future, and then that really kind of makes it like click. Like, what if I have a freak accident where I can never skateboard again? You know, what if I lose my leg or if I mess up my leg so bad somehow and I can't ever do that again? I mean, it's stuff like that. What if I can never drive again? What if, I mean, like, it's questions like that. You never really know what's going to happen. So always be sure to enjoy the small things. And if you do have somebody special or whatever, point it out to them too and see if they enjoy those with you, because it would be cool to be able to have somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Now that Christmas is over, what do I have to live for? Yourself, obviously. What is your favorite thing about St. Patrick's Day? The fact that you can pinch people for not wearing green, that you can like literally just go up and just like give somebody a twist, and just for the fact of that they're not wearing green. What is your favorite thing about a best friend? Would definitely be the support behind them. I wouldn't say that I have one just like main best friend, because I feel like I just don't really like one that's above everybody else. But I feel like the best thing about a best friend is the support that I get from any of them, really. And I like that. Would you rather live in Greenland or Iceland? I know that I talk about that a lot. Definitely Iceland. If you could be any actor, who would you be and why? I would definitely be myself, because I feel like I could act. I don't know. No, I would be Keira Knightley, because she's my celebrity crush. You know, we're just gonna keep that between you and me. If you could fly a plane, where's the first place you would go? I would go to the Calhoun Airport over there in Decatur. If you could do something over again, what would you do? I think that I would have not have eaten 3 servings of macaroni and cheese last night, because my stomach is actually really upset about that. What's your favorite memory from 2016? California, by far. I really like that. That was great. And your New Year's resolutions. What are your plans for college? Right now, I'm taking 3 classes in the spring, and I'm doing 4 8 a.m. classes. Like, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and there's 4 classes, like, in a week at 8 a.m. And so that's Monday, Wednesday, and then it's Tuesday, Thursday. And then I have a late night class from 5:30 to 8:30 on Mondays and Wednesdays. And that's like a mini semester, so that's only 8 weeks. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And then hopefully when everything's said and done, to get a degree in finances and communications, and maybe with a minor in broadcasting, to be able to take this and put it out there, or to be able to use this talk show as a resume to step up and go into like radio broadcasting, get onto like maybe a Fox News or an Anchor or something or wise. That's definitely for sure like what I hope to do with that. So, if your life were a movie, would you want it to be told in first person or third person? Third person. I don't think I'd want a first person movie, because if you got third person, you would definitely be able to like kind of get a gist of everything that's going on. So, I would definitely say a third person. If your life were a movie, who would you play as the main character? My goodness. Tom Hanks is too old. That guy from Divergent. He also plays in Whiplash. I can never remember the dude's name. He's in the movie War Dogs with Jonah Hill. He's a great actor. He's one of my favorite actors. That's who I would get to play. What 3 things would have to be taken away from you to completely make your life change? Family, health, and family, health, and you know what would be a third thing? Let's just go with hearing, because I love to listen to music, I guess. But it's yeah. What's a thing that you really want to do next year? Not like a goal really, but kind of like a bucket list thing. Skydiving. I'll just put it out there. that's big, but I'd like to go skydiving this year. Are you excited about all the new memes 2017 will bring? Yeah. Even though 2016 was a really good year for memes. But I'm really excited for 2017. And lastly, does it blow your mind that in less than a month it'll be 11 years since the cinematic masterpiece High School Musical came out? And so it does. But I never watched it as a child because it was more of like, I guess, a girls' movie. But I did watch it, but I didn't watch it a lot. But it still amazes me because I remember seeing it come on Disney Channel. But anyway, those are the questions that you guys submitted in, and those are the answers that I gave you guys. So next Wednesday, I'm gonna try it. We're gonna try to do an advice column sort of deal. So we'll try that. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe to bring you guys some advice for the New Year's. I don't know. But we're going to try it. We're going to see how it goes. But anyway, thank you guys for listening so much. And as always, I love you if you're supporting me. That makes us like the bestest of friends. And anyway, I hope all of you guys stay funky and have a good one.